I don't think it's fair.
Maria Ganji, whose maiden name is Agagi, was just 13 back in 1950 when her family lost their land to the Navy.
My mother, I was still young, and then my mother told me that she received $300 from that land in Naval Mac.
How much land was it? How much land?
I really don't know, because they said that they cannot find the map for that.
Ganji was left out of the Tidjin Land Swap Bill, a measure that gives the bulk of ancestral lands held in trust for her and hundreds of others to just 10% of the trust members. And she is one of the 6 named plaintiffs in a class action suit filed this week by attorney Curtis Vandeveld. Yesterday, Vandeveld released documents showing that the legislature had ample warning that the Tidjin Land Swap Bill they were considering was flawed. September of last year, Governor Felix Camacho, in a letter to Speaker Judy Wonpat, wrote, "Any attempt to divest individual trust members of their current right to the properties held in trust by the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission could lead to litigation against the government."
This letter is an acknowledgement and an admission by the government of Guam that taking the property was in violation of the Fifth Amendment.
Another warning from Ancestral Lands Commissioner Anthony Atta in April, who gave testimony to the legislature on then Bill 278, advising them that the land bank trust properties were supposed to be safeguarded in perpetuity for the benefit of all the beneficiaries of the trust.
He basically pointed out that after land had been placed into the land trust, the government began to pilfer the property out of the land trust. And he was telling the legislature through his testimony on Bill 278 that they needed to cease that practice, that by doing so they threatened the ability to provide income to all of the people who had suffered loss of their land.
That was followed up later by a resolution from the entire Ancestral Lands Commission expressing great concern about the depletion of land trust properties and calling on the legislature to stop the further depletion of the land trust bank.
The Guam Ancestral Lands Commission as a whole, April 20 of 2010, passed a resolution telling the legislature, leave the property in the land trust alone.
But the legislature did not, and instead, by a vote of 14-0, they passed the Tidjin Land Swap Bill. Acting Governor Cruz signed it into law, and a class action suit has now been filed.
It's not fair now because everybody's complaining about their land that has been taken, and they are not being compensated.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.
Thank you.